You've been telling yourself you're depressed, and maybe you've even started to believe it. The heaviness, the emptiness, the complete lack of motivation to do anything that actually matters. You wake up tired. You go through the day numb. You scroll for hours without feeling anything. And at the end of the day, you lie in bed, wondering why you feel so hollow. You call it depression, but let me ask you something nobody around you is brave enough to ask. When was the last time you were genuinely challenged? When was the last time you did something hard enough that failure was actually possible? When was the last time you built something, finished something, or pushed yourself past a point you'd never reached before? If you're struggling to answer that, this video is for you, because what you're calling depression might not be depression at all. It might be something simpler, something your comfortable life created, something that no therapist, no medication, and no self-help book will fix. You might just be profoundly, completely, dangerously bored. Here's what most people don't understand about the human brain. It was not designed for this life. Your brain was built over hundreds of thousands of years for one environment: survival, hunting, building, protecting, solving real problems with real consequences. Every system inside your brain, dopamine, adrenaline, cortisol, was designed to activate under pressure, under challenge, under the kind of stress that comes from doing something that actually matters. And then modern life showed up. Food delivered to your door, entertainment available every second, safety guaranteed, comfort on demand. Your brain got everything it needs to survive and nothing it needs to feel alive. Neuroscientists call this understimulation. Your brain, deprived of real challenge, starts to malfunction. Focus disappears. Motivation collapses. Emotions go flat. Energy drains without reason. The symptoms are almost identical to clinical depression, but the cause is completely different. Depression is a medical condition. It has biological roots. It requires real treatment. Boredom at this level, existential boredom, chronic understimulation, is a lifestyle problem. And lifestyle problems have lifestyle solutions. The difference matters. Because if you treat boredom like depression, you medicate it, you rest it, you comfort it, it gets worse, not better. Think about the last time you felt genuinely alive. Not happy, not comfortable. Alive. Most people, when they think hard enough, find the answer in difficulty. A competition they trained for, a project they were obsessed with, a period of their life when everything was uncertain and the stakes were real. That feeling wasn't happiness. It was engagement. It was your brain operating at the level it was built for. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, one of the most respected psychologists of the last century, spent decades studying this. He called it flow, the state where challenge meets skill at the exact right level, where time disappears and you are completely absorbed in what you're doing. He found that people in flow reported the highest levels of satisfaction, meaning, and aliveness, regardless of whether the activity was enjoyable or difficult. And he found something else, something that directly applies to you right now. Flow is impossible when the challenge is too low. When life is too easy, too predictable, too comfortable, the brain cannot enter flow. It sits in a state of low-level suffering, understimulated, disengaged, empty. That emptiness is what you're calling depression. Here's where it gets more uncomfortable. Your generation has access to more comfort, more entertainment, and more distraction than any generation in human history. And your generation reports the highest levels of depression, anxiety, loneliness, and purposelessness ever recorded. That is not a coincidence. Every hour you spend consuming, scrolling, watching, playing, is an hour your brain spends in passive mode, receiving stimulation without producing anything, taking without building. And passive consumption mimics the feeling of doing something while producing nothing. You watch someone build a business for 3 hours and feel like you've been productive. You scroll through fitness content and feel like you've moved. You consume disciplined content, like this video, and feel like you've done the work. You haven't. The screen is a replacement for life. And replacements always feel hollow eventually. Your brain knows the difference between real achievement and simulated achievement, between earned dopamine and borrowed dopamine. Borrowed dopamine always runs out. And when it does, the emptiness comes back harder than before. That cycle, consume, feel good briefly, crash, consume, again, is what you're living inside right now. And you're calling it depression. Marcus Aurelius understood something about human nature that modern psychology is only now catching up to. He wrote, "A man who does nothing wastes himself, not his time, himself." He wasn't talking about productivity. He was talking about what happens to a human being when they stop engaging with difficulty. They rot, slowly, quietly, from the inside. The Stoics believed that humans are built for action, not comfort, not rest, not endless consumption. Action, directed, purposeful, difficult action. Seneca wrote, "It is not that I am brave enough to face difficulty. It is that I am too afraid of what I become without it." That is the fear nobody talks about. Not the fear of failure, not the fear of judgment, the fear of who you become when you stop pushing. Soft, empty, numb, calling it depression when it is actually surrender. So what is the solution? Not medication, not rest, not more comfort. The solution is deliberate difficulty. You need to introduce real challenge back into your life. Not fake challenge, not the simulated difficulty of a video game or a Netflix drama. Real challenge. The kind where failure is possible and the outcome actually matters. It does not have to be dramatic. It does not require you to quit your job or move to a new city or make some massive life change. It requires one thing. Pick something genuinely hard, something you are not sure you can do, something that will take weeks or months to complete, something where the process itself is uncomfortable and the outcome is uncertain. And start today, not tomorrow, not Monday, today. Because every day you spend in comfort waiting to feel better is a day your brain sinks deeper into the numbness you're calling depression. Challenge is not optional for human beings. It is biological. It is what we were built for. Remove it, and we, malfu, nection, restore it, and something wakes up inside you that no medication could ever reach. You came to this video feeling empty. You're leaving it knowing why. Not broken, not sick, not depressed. Bored, capable of far more than the life you're currently living. The emptiness you feel is not a diagnosis. It is a signal. Listen to it. Now stop watching. Go do something hard. This is no sympathy. If the truth made you uncomfortable, good. That feeling is called being alive.